Rohit Sharma is sending a signal, and he's sending a signal to the BCCI, and it is being sent in very clear-cut terms. Why? Because Rohit Sharma played in a match against Sunrisers Hyderabad yesterday, which was inconsequential because Mumbai Indians have already qualified for the playoffs. There was no need for Rohit Sharma to play. In any case, they had rested their main top bowlers. So why did he figure in it? I believe that there's something not right. First of all, he is supposed to be suffering from a grade 2 hamstring injury, which would take time to recuperate. And that is one of the reasons being given by the BCCI for not including him in the list of the players going to Australia to play in the 4 test matches, also in the limited overs schedule that has been lined up there. It is a very prestigious tour, and Rohit Sharma is one of the finest batsmen this country currently has. So, former BCCI selection committee chief Dilip Vengsarkar has been very skeptical, and he has gone on record by saying it is intriguing that Rohit Sharma, the most accomplished batsman of Team India, who was only a few days ago declared unfit to tour by none other than the Indian team physio Nitin Patel, and he was not selected for the trip on that basis. Now the question here is the IPL more important to him than playing for India? This is a question being asked by Dilip Vengsarkar. He follows it up by saying, is the club more important than playing for the nation for him? It's 2 tough questions. Who is going to take a call on that? So he follows it up by saying, will the BCCI take a call on this? Or is it that the BCCI physio faltered in diagnosing Rohit's injury correctly? If you ask me, an experienced physio who has been appointed by the BCCI cannot falter under these circumstances, and it would have been based on certain medical reports. And let us also not forget that Rohit Sharma, in between the IPL, missed a couple of matches. It's only now that he has surfaced. A fitness test has also been conducted by the BCCI on him pretty recently, and those results would be awaited. Now, the BCCI chief, Sourav Ganguly, advised Rohit Sharma against rushing back with a hamstring injury because he feels it will take time for him to recover and he shouldn't rush it. And this was followed by some advice also by India coach Ravi Shastri, who spoke about himself in the past, saying that he had rushed it on a tour to Australia with a leg injury, and he paid a very bad price for it, because after that he never played for India again. He said, if I had not gone on that tour, then maybe I could have played for India for another 4 to 5 years. But he made a very critical point that I am not aware of Rohit Sharma's medical condition. That is something I am not willing to believe. Virendra Sehwag, who's not to be left behind, always makes some important points. So he says, I don't think it is possible that Ravi Shastri did not know about Rohit Sharma's situation. Even if he is not part of the selection committee, the selectors must have spoken to him. And that's a point that he's making, which is, I totally agree, has to be correct, because how can a Team India coach raise his hand up and say, hey, I don't know, I'm not part of the selection committee, I'm just going there to do what? Is it a sightseeing tour in Australia? It's not. It's a highly prestigious tour, and India needs Rohit Sharma. Now, Sehwag goes on to say, if he got injured, they could have called in a replacement for him, but he was not kept in India's squad. This I don't understand. This is a strange year. Now, what will you do? He played this game against SRH. He will play the playoff games. He's saying, I'm fit. Then why didn't you pick him? Now, the most important point here is that anyone who saw the match yesterday against SRH, Rohit Sharma seemed a bit terse, but he made a point that he's fit to play. He opened for MI, didn't score too many runs, got out, I think, just for 4 runs. But he fielded right through. When you had Pollard, a very experienced player as well as the stand-in captain, there was no need for Rohit to be there. Rohit is sending a signal, and Rohit is clearly unhappy, I feel. I think there is something not right here. Rohit needs to be managed better, I feel, because somewhere along the line, he gives the impression, and he has been giving this impression after the 2019 World Cup got over, in which India got knocked out in the semis by New Zealand, in which Rohit Sharma was easily one of the finest batsmen, if not in the world, but on display there. What a magnificent run he had, but India got knocked out. After that, things have not been right between Rohit Sharma and the team management, and it needs to be rectified. Ravi Shastri, I feel, is being completely evasive on this topic. He's washing his hands of a sticky topic, but he cannot. Again, I'm saying Rohit needs to be made captain in the limited overs for India, because it will send the right signal. He's the perfect man for the job. Between the test team, which is being managed by Virat Kohli, let him continue with what he's doing and take the burden of the captaincy of all three formats. Give it to Rohit. Rohit is a team man. He is a good team manager. He's a good skipper, and he has led MI to a couple of titles in the IPL. Yes, some of you are sending us this feedback that, well, he got a settled team. There is no such thing as a settled team. Every opportunity that a captain gets, you create something of your own. You create a team balance, and it needs a lot more than just, within quotes, a settled team. I believe that's not how it works. And last but not the least, I truly believe time Rohit Sharma was given his due. Please give him his due, respect him for what he has done, and this matter will end.